welcome back to another on the Football Zone and to a weekend review, reviewing Premier League and Championship playoff action. Let's get straight into it with Leeds 2, Newcastle 2, and it was Luke Ayling who gave Leeds the lead in the 7th minute. Patrick Bamford missed the penalty in the 28th minute before Callum Wilson equalised and put Newcastle ahead from the spot, but Christian with a late goal from Leeds before Firpo got sent off, but that didn't make any changes to the scoreline. And Newcastle probably had more of the game, but Leeds showed grit and determination, obviously with that missed penalty. Really was a big chance to take the win here, but I think it's a good point for Leeds. They can build on it. Newcastle, a bit disappointed, but the top four still in their hands. But moving on into St Mary's, where Southampton were officially relegated after a 2-0 defeat against Fulham. Carlos Vinicius in the 48th minute and Alexander Mitrovic in the 72nd minute with the 2 goals that sunk the Saints. There's no doubt about it. Fulham were the better side here, really showing a goal from class. And for Southampton, a disappointing season. And it just felt like they kind of really never showed any fight. And that's the most disappointing thing, really. They fully deserve to go down, but Fulham, their great season continues. Moving on into Manchester United, and they picked up a 2-0 win over Wolves. Martial in the 32nd minute and Garnacho with a late goal in the 94th minute seal the win for United. It's a win that is fully deserved, I think. Definitely the best team throughout the game, and top four for them now is definitely looking very good. For Wolves, disappointing defeat, but I think at the end of the day they've likely accomplished their main goal, which is survival. Manchester United just a step ahead of them at the moment. Moving on into Palace 2, Bournemouth 0, and one man separates the two sides here, and that was Eberici Eze. Great performance from him, goals in the 39th minute and the 58th minute for him, Palace, once again, the better side here, they'll be delighted with that. Really finishing the season strong. Not quite going to finish in the top half, but have a good chance to finish in the top 11 or 12 or something like that. But for Bournemouth, disappointing to beat. But at the end of the day, their job for the season has been done, and you have to give Gary O'Neill credit for that. Moving on into Chelsea 2, Nottingham Forest 2 at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea went behind in the 30th minute through Awoniyi before Sterling with 2 goals made it 2-1, but Awoniyi again in the 62nd minute made it 2-2. In the end there wasn't a lot to separate the two sides. It was quite a close and evenly matched game, which you wouldn't have thought to be saying at the beginning of the season. Forest maybe disappointing in the end not to win it, but still getting closer to survival. But moving on into Villa 2, Tottenham 1 at Villa Park, it's Jacob Ramsey in the 8th minute who gave Villa the lead, before Douglas Luiz made it 2. Harry Kane with a late penalty made it 2-1, Tottenham couldn't find an equaliser, yet again it's another big blow to their European hopes, I don't know, the season really has come crashing down for Tottenham, but for Villa, their rise under Unai Emery continues, and all of a sudden, they're looking strong to take one of Tottenham's spots. Moving on into Everton, as they took on Manchester City at Goodison Park, and it finished 3-0 to Man City. Gundogan, Haaland, and Gundogan with the goals. City absolutely dominant here. Of course, with Arsenal slipping up coming later, I think it really is game over now. But for Everton, they had the chances to get something out of it, but in the end they couldn't. It was always going to be a bit of a free hit from them. Still right in amongst the relegation scrap. A long way to go for them if they want to stay up still. But moving on into Brentford, as they take on West Ham's B team at the Brentford Community Stadium. It finished 2-0. Goals in the first half from Mbumo and Vissa. Ings had a goal disallowed for handball in the 68th minute. In the end, it didn't really much difference. Brentford dominating this game. I think West Ham, it was pretty clear that their focus here was all on the Conference League semi-final on Thursday. And to be honest, that's understandable. They're not going to go down this season. It makes sense. Moving on into Arsenal 0, Brighton 3 at the Emirates. Is this the day that Arsenal's title dreams came crashing down, if they hadn't already? Isco in the 51st minute, Undav in the 86th minute, and Estupinan in the 96th minute made it 3-0 to Brighton. Brighton fully deserved the victory. They blew Arsenal out of the water. I don't know. Such disappointment for Arsenal, but Brighton, I don't know, after that defeat last time out, it really is an incredible result. For Arsenal, so disappointing the way the season's ended. But moving on into another team who will be very disappointed with the way the season's going at the moment. Leicester 0, Liverpool 3. Curtis Jones in the 33rd and 36th minute, and Trent Alexander-Arnold in the 71st minute made it 3-0 to Liverpool. Liverpool dominant here, fully deserving to win. All of a sudden, yeah, Leicester's Premier League dream, the champion 7 years ago, really is hanging by a thread. And who'd have thought that not too long ago? So yeah, it really is quite incredible. For Liverpool, their late Champions League charge continues. Can they do it? 2-2 to say. Moving on into the Championship playoff semi-final first legs. And yeah, it finished Sunderland 1, Luton 0 at the Stadium of Lights. Gives Sunderland the advantage heading at the Stadium of Lights. Sorry, it's 2-1. Adebayo gave Luton the 11th minute before Diallo with an incredible goal, and whom in the second half made it 2-1. And yeah, Sunderland, I would say, just about deserving from it, and I'd still say Luton have a good chance of winning. It definitely sets up a juicy second leg, let's say that. Moving on into Coventry against Middlesbrough, again at the Ricoh Arena, and yeah, in the end there wasn't a lot between the two sides. Coventry didn't have a shot goal, but had probably more goal attempts. So yeah, I don't know, it's an interesting one really. It's a game that really felt like could have gone either way. A draw probably the fair result. So yeah, I don't know. It will be interesting to see which way it goes. I do feel like it could go either way. Coventry maybe in better form. Middlesbrough home advantage. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting one heading into the second leg. But anyway, guys, that's it really. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and any thoughts, comments on our information for daily football news and subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.